going to learn how to add and subtract integers. When you're dealing with integers, there are two rules. One of the rules is when you have the same sign, you're supposed to add the numbers. So if you have two positives, like 10 plus 5, you just add, that's natural, so we get a 15. That would be considered the same sign, two positives. The same goes for if you have two negatives, so like a negative 10 and a negative 5. Same signs, you add the numbers up, so 10 and 5 make 15, and then it's just negative 15. It's kind of like owing money. You spend 10, then you spend 5 more, and then now you've spent negative 15. Same signs, you have 3 plus 2. You add 3 plus 2, you get a 5. If you have negative 3 and negative 2, then you'll have negative 5. So you just add the numbers and keep the sign. Another example, let's say if we just do, something 1 plus 1, we'll get 2. If you have negative 1, your answer will be negative 2. So they have the same signs, you add the numbers, and you just keep the sign. The more difficult rule is when you have opposite signs. So when you have opposite signs, you have to find the numerical difference and keep the sign of the larger number. So for an example here, let's say we do 10 minus 7. So subtraction, 10 minus 7. 10 is the positive number, 7 is the negative number. So these are the opposites. You have to find the difference between the two. So naturally, we know 10 minus 7 is 3. And why is it 3? It's positive because 10 is bigger. If I reverse the order, now it'll be positive 7 minus 10. We still have opposite sign case. You have a positive number and a negative number. So you find the numerical difference between the numbers, right? Numerical difference. So between 10 and 7, again, it's a 3. And then you keep the sign of the larger number. So 10 is larger, so now it's a negative 3. Let's do another couple examples. Let's say we had 8 minus 6, right? 8 minus 6, 8 is positive, 6 is negative. We find the difference between the two numbers, which is 2 spaces. It's a positive 2 because 8 is bigger. So if I reverse the order and I have 6 now and I'm subtracting 8, well, 6 is positive, 8 is negative. The numerical difference between 6 and 8 is a 2, and then 8 is bigger, so you just assign the negative. Last example, let's say you have 18 minus 9. 18 minus 9, that's just 9. But if we reverse it and we do 9 minus 18, then we'll still have a numerical difference of 9, but now our result will be negative because the 18 is the bigger number. It's like when you think about money, most of us can understand money. If I have $9 and I spend 18, my bank account is going to say negative 9. And sometimes it does. 6 minus 8, if you have 6 and you spend 8, you are going below 0 into the negative. So don't make it more difficult than it already is. You just decide, do I have two numbers with the same sign? If so, add them. Then you look at your numbers and decide, do I have opposite signs? If I do, I have to find the numerical difference and then just keep the larger sign. A few examples in your textbook on page 181 give you like negative 22 plus a negative 13. This plus minus stuff, you guys, it's always going to be minus. And plus minus always just makes a minus 13. So when you see that, ignore it, and it's really just this case. It's negative 22 plus another negative 13, meaning I spent 22 and then I spent another 13. So I should be even further in the negative, right? So same signs, you just add up the numbers. 22 plus 13 is 35. So the number is 35 and the sign is just going to be negative. And it works with fractions as well. If you have negative 1/4 and you're going to add a negative 1/2 to it, you can basically omit this whole plus minus stuff and just leave it as minus. Then we need to find an LCD between 2 and 4, which should be 4. Then we'll convert this fraction to its appropriate denominator. Denominator is going to stay 4, and then now negative 1, negative 2, same signs. They're going to add and keep the negative. So you just apply these rules to harder problems. As long as you stick to the same signs, add, opposite signs, find the numerical difference, you should be okay. And just with a little bit of practice integers are not that bad, but you definitely need to master them. So hopefully you enjoyed the video. Have a great day. Thank you.